Hey, Rock the Basics coaches, it's Shay, and I wanted to just give you a quick video and talk to you a little bit about our next steps. So, I'm on my way to a futsal game. It's pouring down rain, so now my hair is all wet, but I really wanted to make sure I touch base with you because this next piece, this skill set that you're going to learn next is probably the most important skill set that you're going to learn as a Beachbody coach. So listen up. All right. This is about forming. This is about taking those prospects and turning them into customers. And the way that we do that is not just by calling them up and saying, hey, I've got a challenge group going. Do you want in? That doesn't usually work. It doesn't usually work just to cold Facebook message them and say, hey, I've got this challenge group going. I know you said you were interested. Ready? That doesn't work either. What works in Beachbody is building relationships. That is the single most important thing you can do, is actually build a relationship with each and every one of those prospects. Make sure that they know that you really do care about them and their goals and what they're looking to do, because that way they're going to learn to trust you. And when they are ready, you're going to be the one they reach out to. It may be that somebody on that prospect list is ready right now, but it may be that they're not ready for 2 years. But when they're ready, if you've built a relationship with them and if they've learned how to trust you, you are going to be the one that they come to. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I've started a conversation with somebody on Facebook, started messaging them about things, and then 2 years later, I'm the one that they come to. And I'm always shocked by that. It may be that we've never even had a conversation about anything Beachbody related, but because I'm pretty real on my Facebook page and they feel like they can relate to me and they know me, maybe they've liked a few posts, somewhere along the way, they might just out of the blue message me and say, Shay, I am totally ready for your next challenge group. What do you have going on? I mean, that just happened to me pretty much yesterday. So this skill, this building relationships with people, learning how to connect to them, keeping up with that conversation and following up with them, and then inviting them eventually into either a challenge group or something, that is the single most important piece of being a Beachbody coach. Because we're real. That's one of the things that makes us so different. We care about our customers and about their outcomes and their success. And if they feel that and we truly coach from the heart and care about them, you just can't help but be successful. So one of the ways that we do that is something called forming. So we don't just call somebody up, like I said, and that we don't know anything about and have a conversation with them. We start trying to get to know them. And so one of the tools in that is something called forming. So form is 4 letters, F-O-R-M. The first one is family. We want to learn a little bit about their family. Are they married? Do they have kids? I tend to write it down if they are talking to me and I'm like, hey, my name is Shay. What's your name? Oh, okay, Jackie, it's really nice to meet you. How are you today? Are you married? Do you have kids? And we talk a little bit about their family. I've got 2 kids. They're both boys. They make me absolutely bananas. We talk a little bit about that. And then maybe we start to learn a little bit about occupation. What do they do for a living? Who are they? What kind of a lifestyle they live in their profession? Then we maybe talk a little bit about recreation. What do they like to do for fun? What do they do on the weekends? What kind of activities do they enjoy, or do they not do anything? And the last one is a message. I want to get my message across to them of who I am. And I'll be honest with you, most of the time, I don't have to tell them, or I don't have to bring it up what I do. They end up asking me, as long as I've kind of led the conversation correctly. This conversation doesn't happen all at once. I don't sit down with somebody when I first meet them and find out everything there is to know about them. It's not like a massive interview. I wait and we kind of have a little bit of a conversation now, and then I follow up with them and we have a little bit more of a conversation. Maybe I message them in a week or two and I'm like, hey, Christy, I know that we were talking the other day about your son Brandon and his soccer game. I wanted to check in and see how that went, and da-da-da, and da-da-da. And we just continue the conversation. And eventually, they will usually be the one that bring it up to me because they've seen my posts on Facebook. So But the main key here, though, is that you need to learn how to build those relationships with your customers. And forming is one of the ways that we do that. I think what I'd really like for you guys to do is make sure that you are reaching out to those 10 people on your list, that you are forming them, building relationships with them, and then let's talk about what your first challenge is going to be. Some of you have already got challenge groups going, but many of you haven't started one at all. So I'd like for you to decide what your first challenge group or your next challenge group is going to be, and then I'd love for you to post that here in the comments, okay? Thanks, guys, and have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.